everyone, this is MTC and I'm going to be showing you the first tutorial on my C# series. Now, if you have no other programming experience, I highly recommend you do not follow these tutorials. C# is like a lot of other programming languages, especially C and C++, but for you to know C# very simply, you're going to have to know Visual Basic. This is not really needed, but is highly recommended by me, seeing how it's really like you trying to make a sandwich for someone, but you really don't know how to work a knife or how to open bread. It's like you need to know the basics before you can do something. So I highly recommend you follow a different Visual Basic tutorial, and if you don't know that and you don't want to do it, you can still follow this. I'm not stopping you from doing so, but I just highly recommend it. It will make your life like 5 times easier. So that out of the way, we're going to talk about C# and what its main things are. So first things first, you're going to have to download some sort of program that can compile C# programs. I have Microsoft Visual C# 2008 Express Edition. You can have any other version or anything. You can have Microsoft Visual Studio. You can have Microsoft Visual C# 2010 or anything, like, depending on when you're watching this. You can have 2011, I don't know. But yeah, so you're gonna need some sort of program like that, and you're gonna have to open that up, and yeah. So first things first, let's learn our environment. This is the toolbox over here. This is your error list. These are your properties, and this is your solution editor. Now, all of these, I highly recommend you have every single one of these out. How you get them, if you don't have them, is you just click on view and then click on them, and yeah. So, yeah, let's get right into programming. Well, this is probably going to be a 2-part tutorial, saying how it's going to be main functions and everything of it. So let's click New Project. You're going to want to click Windows Form Application. I might go into Class Library a little bit later, but that's really it. So let's name this Tutorial 1. Now, as you start up, see how the toolbox fills up with a whole bunch of different tools you can add in. Solution Editor has a whole bunch of your solution stuff. Your project, your properties. If you select something, you get all the properties of it. Your error list, you shouldn't have any errors right now because we haven't done anything with it. If you do, that will be bad. But yep. So first things first, double click on your form. Now I'm going to show you everything you need to know about C# before we actually start into coding certain aspects of it. The using statement includes a DLL, either from a resource or a reference, or if you are like a system one, like this, system.windows.forms, or you can create your own DLLs or download someone else's DLLs, put it in your references and say using, and then say whatever. So for this right now, I'm going to say using system, I gotta capitalize system dot, now it's got a whole bunch of stuff you can use. I'm gonna just use system.io, and then you're gonna want to put a semicolon at the end. First things, after you know using statements, second thing I'm going to teach you is these curly brackets and what do they mean. Curly brackets are pretty much saying whatever is right above this and doesn't have a semicolon after it, the curly brackets are saying that whatever it is inside of that. So when you're say using system.io, you put a semicolon at the end because it's saying, okay, I said using system.io, that reference, and now I'm going to end that. Now, if you didn't put that, it would want you to either, it would have curly brackets, but like, seeing how it's a using statement, it's not going to really look for that. But yeah, So first thing you should know, curly brackets mean like it's a group. So you can see this in the namespace, you can see this in the class, you can see this in the form and the private void and everything. Now, what you second thing I want to teach you is what the semicolons do. I kind of just talked about it, but the semicolons tell the program that it's going to stop. So instalize component, and then it puts the semicolon, meaning it stops. You delete that, it's going to read it and be like public form 1. Okay, so this is inside public form 1. Instalize component, it's going to still think this is a part of that. It doesn't know that this is done. So you're going to put the semicolon there, and that's that. And the last thing I want to really teach you at the moment is what these mean. Private void form 1 underscore and load object sender args. So what this really means is private void form 1 underscore load. Now as a default, your form 1 load is form 1 load, just like this. How you go to it is you just double click anywhere in the form. But yeah, it should be that. But if I just like minimize that, it's when I load it, it's not going to have the form 1 load. You have to have it like form 1 load, exactly like it comes up. Now, you might not know what a void means if you have no programming experience. Void means that there's no return value you're trying to get. If I delete that and I put in a string, which you shouldn't know all of this stuff if you're watching my tutorials, it's going to say not all code paths return a value. So when you don't have a void, you need to have a return statement that says something. Now return blah blah blah. So it says when you go through this, return this value when everything works okay. You can use return statements when trying to find errors and such when running your code. And yep. Okay. That's all I wanted to teach you in this tutorial. Next tutorial I'm going to be teaching you user interaction. And yeah, thanks for watching.